guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be installing this RPM POWERSPORTS X3 big core intercooler. Guys, let's check this thing out. This thing is massive. Guys, this thing is going to be a huge increase on the stock intercooler. This is for you guys that's going to be doing some tunes or upgrades to your Can-Am, or if you're looking for more power, guys, you're going to need this. So guys, this thing uses the factory fan shroud, so there's nothing else that you have to buy for that. It uses your OEM fan shroud. You'll just bolt it onto the back here. And guys, that's coming from 120 horsepower model that don't have the upgraded intercooler already. RPM also has that. You can go on their website and they have the fan shroud that goes on this. So if you have the 120 model and you're looking to upgrade to over 200, then you'll have to buy the fan too with this. But if you have the 172 or the 195 base model, then you won't have to buy the fan shroud with this. You can just use your OEM. So head on over to rpmsidebyside.com, X3 big core intercooler. Go ahead and get you one. Go ahead and use my code Norman at checkout, and you'll save you 5%, guys, on one of these awesome intercoolers. So we'll go ahead and get this installed, guys. We'll go ahead and see what tools we need. Stay tuned after the video, and I'll kind of explain more why you would need one of these, or exactly what the benefits are of having one of these. So stay tuned, guys. For now, let's get this thing installed and see what it looks like. Alright guys, the tools you're going to need for this video is a impact driver, or you could use a ratchet. You're going to need a couple extensions, 10mm ratchet wrench, a 10mm socket, it might be hard to come by, and a 7mm socket. And also, to install the radiator fan shroud, you'll need a drill with a 4-way bit on the end, or a 4-way screwdriver, whichever you have. And also, guys, if you plan on ordering a blow-off valve kit from RPM, this will be an excellent time to go ahead and put that on, because it would make it a lot easier access to get to. So now that we got what tools we need, let's get to the first step. So our first step is going to be to come right here and go ahead and take our covers off of our intercooler. So these should just pull right off. So let's go ahead and take these off. Now guys, you will not be using this factory cover for your intercooler again once you put the new one on, because it sticks up out of this more. Also too, you don't have to take this off, but I'm going to anyways, just to kind of get more room in here to work on this. Alright guys, you're going to have a total of 4 bolts in this intercooler. So you got 2 here, and then there's 2 behind the cover here on the inside that we'll get to. So we'll go ahead and take these 2 out. It's 10mm bolts. Alright, let's get the ones on the inside. So I'll take this cover off here. Behind the seat here, and you'll see your 2 bolts there and right there. So let's go ahead and get these bolts out, and then we'll unhook our intercooler pipe. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say for the next step here, let's take this intake tube off, and it'll make it a whole lot easier to get to your charge tubes on your intercooler. Alright guys, since we got that out of the way, we should have easier access to getting our charge tube off here. Just have to loosen that clamp right here and pull down on it. Alright guys, so our other intercooler hose is going to be right here. It helps if you got a long extension. Reach back in there and take that clamp off. Alright, one last thing you gotta do before you pull the intercooler out is there is a plug right there, and you gotta unhook that plug. Alright, now the intercooler should be ready to come out. As you can kind of tell the difference here in your stock intercooler and the X3 big core intercooler, the difference in the width of it. And not only that, you got plastic sides here. This is aluminum, so a lot better construction too. So guys, since we got it out, let's go ahead and get our stock fan off and let's bolt it up to the RPM. All right guys, so our next step here, we're gonna go ahead and transfer our stock fan and shroud over to our new intercooler. Alright guys, now that we got this installed, it's time to start putting it back in. We'll go ahead and take these covers off, little dust covers to keep anything getting in. So we'll take these off and we're ready to install. As you can kind of see the difference here after that fan shroud came off of how much more thicker this is compared to the stock intake. Also too guys, when you put this fan shroud back on, make sure you keep it in the right orientation so when you put this back in that your RPM logos are right. Man, it looks really good sitting in there. That's why I was saying guys, you don't use your you don't put your factory cover back over this. This is how it is. It stays exposed like this to bring in more air, but I think that looks really sweet. So since we got that back in, let's go ahead and get our bolts back in and we'll put our charge tubes back on. All right, we'll go ahead and tighten our inside bolts up and then we'll go back and tighten the outside. Alright guys, so we got our intercooler bolted in, so we're going to go ahead and get our charge pipe put back up on the intercooler. Alright guys, we'll go to the other side here and get this intercooler hose on. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and plug our intercooler fan back up. Alright, got our fan back on. We'll go ahead and reinstall our intake tube. Alright guys, let's go ahead and put our airbox cover on. This thing is done. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. And if you're interested in getting you one of these things, be sure to use my code Norman at checkout, save you 5%. But first, let me go over some of the benefits about upgrading to this intercooler and, you know, why would you want it? Is it worth the money? So first of all guys, this intercooler is only going to be for if you're interested in making more horsepower out of your machine. If you plan on tuning it, if you're drag racing or whatever it is you do, that's what this intercooler is mainly going to be for. Your stock intercooler, it's going to do its job if you're not going to upgrade horsepower, and it'll be just fine. But the biggest thing with this is, you know, when you get into more horsepower, then it starts getting down to, you know, every little thing counts, and this intercooler, guys, is going to bring your intake temperatures down 30 to 40 degrees is what I've been reading online. I haven't tested it for myself, but from what I've read, everybody's saying 30 to 40 degrees of intake temperatures down compared to the stock. So if you're drag racing or whatever, I mean, that's going to give you the advantage over someone else that don't have one. Also guys, these comes in a polished like you see here. You also have a black, and both of those uses your stock fan shroud. Seeing how in the video 4 bolts puts it on. Also another thing guys is these comes with a lifetime warranty from RPM, so that's another plus. I think it looks super awesome without that stock intercooler shroud. The way it exposes that intercooler, I mean, I think it looks super sweet. So guys, if this is something that you'd be interested in, if you plan on upgrading your machine to more horsepower, be sure to get on RPM's website and get you one. Check out all the other stuff they got on there. I don't know if you've seen my other video of my cat delete pipe and my muffler delete, but man, this thing sounds awesome. So be sure to check those out, guys, and also leave me your feedback in the comments. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I got more awesome content on the way. Let me know what you think about this. If you got any questions or anything, I will try my best to answer them. So guys, be sure to stay tuned. Make sure you turn your post notifications on. Give me a follow on Instagram. It's Cameron Norman. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.